What the fuck is going on? My name is Nick from Laugh and Grow Fat Reviews. Let's talk about that Sony press conference. Happened last night. I was gonna upload a video last night, but I didn't. So, fuck me. Let's start with the recap. So, first off, they opened with Uncharted, The Lost Legacy, which comes out August 22nd. Really nothing new. They just showed a trailer, and it had, I'm gonna assume, a little bit of gameplay in it, but it was all cinematic and stuff, so. Then they showed off Horizon Zero Dawn expansion, called The Frozen Wilds. That guy comes out later this year. Looks pretty cool. If you liked Horizon Zero Dawn, you should be excited for that. Then we got a huge look at Days Gone. They showed off gameplay, and a lot of it. You'll see that, and it's kind of a trend throughout this conference. A lot of updates to stuff. Not a whole lot of new stuff, but there are some new things sprinkled in there. One of which is Monster Hunter World, which is coming to consoles and PC in early 2018. Then, oh gosh, this was crazy. Shadow of the Colossus, and frankly, I'm surprised that they didn't spend more time on this, but Shadow of the Colossus is getting a seemingly full remake for PS4. Then we finally got to see Call of Duty World War II multiplayer. This trailer is really interesting. I knew that this was going to be here. I knew that they were going to show off World War II multiplayer, but what was so interesting about it is that I forgot. While I was watching it, I forgot that it was even going to be multiplayer, and then at the end of the conference, I was like, wait, they didn't show off the multiplayer for World War II. They just showed off like a story, like campaign trailer. And then when I went back and watched it, I realized, no, that is multiplayer. They got rid of the HUD, so that it looks more cinematic, but that's straight up multiplayer, and oh my god, it doesn't look like multiplayer, I'll tell you that. They showed a big, huge sort of sizzle reel of PlayStation VR stuff. They showed Skyrim in VR, which is crazy. They showed a game called The Inpatient. They showed a game called Star Child. They showed, we finally got to look at maybe some more of the VR stuff that's going to be added to Final Fantasy 15 in the form of a fishing game called Monster of the Deep. And then we saw a game called Moss, and a shooter called Bravo Team. And then they showed off more of God of War. Again, this shouldn't be a surprise, although what is surprising is that they said it's coming early 2018, so early next year. I was not expecting that. I thought for sure that if they did show it at E3, it would have a late 2017 release date, but guess not. So, you know, a little bit more gameplay, not necessarily anything new feature-wise, just more of the story and stuff like that. And it does look like you do get to play as the little kid, which is cool. They showed off more of Detroit Become Human. This is one that I'm super excited for, made by David Cage and Quantic Dream, the team that made Beyond Two Souls and Heavy Rain. This one, they didn't say anything about it as far as release date, which is kind of annoying. But it does look pretty far along. And then a few little things. They did show off Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite as well as Destiny 2. The interesting thing about Marvel vs. Capcom is that there's a demo that actually went live yesterday, late yesterday, and you can play that now. It's a story demo of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. They also showed off Destiny 2, like I said, with just a new trailer for it, and said that PS4 gets a bunch of exclusive stuff, so exclusive strike, exclusive gear, exclusive maps for the multiplayer, so, or at least a exclusive map for the multiplayer. So, and then of course, big huge thing that I honestly was not expecting them to show so much of, and that's Spider-Man. They showed off quite a bit of gameplay for Spider-Man, and it looks pretty awesome. The interesting thing about this conference is that the vast majority of the things that they talked about here are going to be exclusive. Obviously, Call of Duty is not going to be exclusive. We said Monster Hunter World is not going to be exclusive. Destiny 2, Marvel vs. Capcom, those aren't going to be exclusive. And then they didn't say anything about the VR games, whether or not those are going to be exclusive. But everything else is exclusive. So Uncharted, Horizon Zero Dawn, Days Gone, Shadow of the Colossus, most if not all of the VR stuff, God of War, Detroit Become Human, Spider-Man, all of that is exclusive. And so going into sort of my thoughts on this conference, this is why I think Sony is doing so well. I mean, if I look at my catalog of games right now, in this year alone, we've had Persona 5, Yakuza 0, Horizon Zero Dawn, Neo, Nier, like the fucking list goes on. And so, this is what I'm talking about, where it's just exclusive after exclusive after exclusive, giving you reasons to own a PlayStation. But here's my problem with this conference. Not enough things coming out this year. Obviously, we have Uncharted The Lost Legacies coming out this year. And they said that Horizon Zero Dawn expansion is coming out this year. But I think that's it. So the problem is that look at all these exclusives, but none of them are going to be coming out for a year or more. And so, sorry about that, guys. And this is why I thought Bethesda's conference did so well, is that everything that they showed off, everything that they announced, is coming out this year. So you have a reason to be excited. I don't know, it was still a good conference, and I think that you should probably check out most of the trailers. As far as my opinion on a lot of these games, though, I know, completely blasphemous, have not played Uncharted 4 yet. I've played Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, and everything, but I think Uncharted 4 just came out at a wrong time, and I didn't have the time to play it. So I'm definitely not going to be picking up Lost Legacy unless in between now and August 22nd I play Uncharted 4, and that's probably not going to happen because there's way too many things coming out that I have already pre-ordered or I'm already excited for. As far as Horizon Zero Dawn expansion, again, I haven't played Horizon Zero Dawn. In February, because the Switch was coming out at the beginning of March, I basically said one game during February. That game was Neo. If you haven't played Neo, it's fucking awesome, but because of that, I haven't played Horizon Zero Dawn. So I'm not excited for this expansion. I will be excited for the expansion as soon as I get to play Horizon Zero Dawn, but I don't know how long that's going to be. Days Gone, this looked really good. It looked a whole lot like The Last of Us, which I don't know. I feel like that's going to be a comparison that you see a lot, but it looked really good, and I'm still excited for it. It's just that it's hard to be excited when it doesn't have a release date. Monster Hunter, I'm not a huge Monster Hunter guy, so I'm not excited for this either. Shadow of the Colossus, this, I'm super fucking excited for this, and it couldn't come out, soon enough. Call of Duty World War II, I'm not gonna lie, I'm super excited for this, and again, I really think you should check out this. If you have fallen out of Call of Duty, you should check out this Call of Duty trailer. It looks fucking phenomenal. It does not look like multiplayer. It looks like a fucking campaign, and that threw me off, but when I really took the time to analyze the trailer, wow, if that's multiplayer, that is some sick multiplayer. Having said that, until the beta comes out, which they said when the beta was coming out, it was sometime in August for PlayStation and then at a later date for Xbox. When the beta comes out, we'll really see how good it is, but as of right now, it looks fucking phenomenal. As far as this VR stuff goes, we knew Final Fantasy 15 was going to be a thing. I just didn't know that it was going to be fishing. What they showed off was like a first-person Prompto, on-rail shooter kind of thing. But the rest of this stuff, Skyrim, that threw me off because I figured that if they were going to do Skyrim in VR, it was going to be on the Vive and on PC, just like with Fallout and Doom, but I guess not. Maybe it'll be coming to both, but if it is, that gives me hope that Fallout and Doom VR will also come to PlayStation, although they haven't said anything at this point. The Inpatient looks really good. It looks kind of like Wilson's Heart, I think that's what it's called. Horror game that just came out for the Oculus Rift. Moss, that looks weird. It's basically like a puzzle game, but I can't write it off until I've actually played it. And then Bravo Team, frankly, I'm not interested in that at all, just because I don't know. It doesn't look interesting. New God of War, I'm super excited for this God of War, and that's coming from someone who historically has never liked God of War, because it looks like they're changing the formula. They're keeping sort of it as a core as a hack and slash, but changing the gameplay so that it's a little bit more varied. But it doesn't come out until early next year, so it's hard to be excited for it when it's so far away, and there's so many other things in between then that I can be excited for. This Detroit Become Human, this was amazing. I honestly think that everyone should just, if you're going to watch any part of it, watch this and Spider-Man, because these two things really showed off a lot of what these games are about, and even though none of it should be surprising, at least for the Detroit stuff, if you didn't play Heavy Rain, you didn't play Beyond Two Souls, you haven't played Indigo Prophecy or Fahrenheit, then this will get you excited for this genre of game. It looks fucking fantastic, and also it looks like we're gonna have a lot of different characters to play as, which is something that a lot of people really wanted from Beyond Two Souls because of Heavy Rain, but didn't get from Beyond Two Souls because you only play as that singular character. And then of course Spider-Man. This looks phenomenal, but really, you know, I mean, I think it speaks for itself. There's not really much I can add to it, just because I mean, what do you want me to say? Oh, it looks really good, man. It looks great. It looks like a fucking cool game. I mean, you know, you can watch it for yourself and figure that out. So, you don't really need me to tell you that it looks fucking awesome, because guess what? It looks fucking awesome. But other than that, the rest of it, I'm not excited for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and I'm super hesitant about Destiny. I'm like a very, very little bit excited, but we'll see when the beta comes out, because everything that I've seen right now just looks like Destiny. If you haven't seen my EA, Microsoft, Ubisoft, if you haven't seen those conferences, my breakdown of those, make sure you watch those. Those are going to be on the screen right now. If you like the video, drop a like. If you like me, subscribe. If you want to tell me I'm a piece of shit, comment. But other than that, my name is Nick. Make sure you laugh a lot, eat a lot, have fun doing it, and you'll see me in the next video.